Hello everyone and welcome back to Master Detective Archives Raincode. We're not going to dilly-dally yet again, but in the last episode we started the Mystery Labyrinth. Vivia has been kinda helpful, kinda not, but also pretty helpful, which is very Vivia of him, actually. I've proved a couple of times that I was in fact born stupid. I'm still reeling from a certain one last time. Yeah, no, come on. We're gonna get through this because I've got a feeling that I'm gonna be emotionally in distress in the coming couple of hours. So yeah, let's get down to business, squad. Let's go!
But I thought he was just hiding in there to avoid being spotted after the crime. So you think the culprit was in there before the crime too?
Yeah, the culprit was waiting for their chance. But we had no idea when we sent Amapel into the airlock.
And from there, Yuma, you guided Amapel to the doctor's lab. So the culprit entered the doctor's lab before then? How would that be possible? Only Amapel could get past security, right?
Yeah, that's the next big question.
Yeah, no, see this bit, this is the only bit that I'd already figured out.
Maybe the culprit used another Amapel unit.
No, the researcher mentioned there was only one functioning Amapel.
Which means the Amapel Yuma controlled was the only one that could get past security.
So the culprit must have taken advantage of Master's Amapel to get into the doctor's lab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the only way. But how did they use it? There's no solving the doctor's murder until we figure that out.
Yeah, don't worry, Yuma. As I said, this is the only bit.
I have an idea. Will you hear me out?
Sure, what is it, Vivia?
What is it?
Is it the same idea that I've
How
already had?
about giving up? I'm getting tired.
No, okay. That was your...
Motion denied.
that was your idea. Very, very interesting idea, Vivia, but alas.
Another fork in the road? Such a complicated mystery labyrinth.
I know, right? But I like it. I like this one. I haven't been able to fully figure things out in this one. Okay, how did the culprit use Amapel?
Beyond each problem lies the truth. We're definitely getting closer to the heart of this mystery.
I mean, I'd say neither. But now we're getting into pedantics, right? I mean, it definitely wasn't a weapon. Arguably, it was a shield, but I still don't think so. I think it was more so transportation, right? I don't know if you're just joining us in this one. My idea, which may or may not be true, so I guess it isn't just my idea, but my idea is that they climbed out of the airlock thingy, Madoodad, and they just stood on top of Amapel the entire time. Right? We've had this mention of a spacesuit or whatever being able to protect you from the poison. So the fact that there is something that can protect you from the poison means they probably just wore that, and then... I mean, we definitely killed them a couple of times in the... in the choose your path passcode room, but you know, and then when we smacked the button, because Amapel's head can't move and the door blocked the way, the culprit just jumped off of him, walked in, killed the doc, hid again, kicked him over, left the same way he came in. Easy peasy, surely. I'm thinking neither, right? Okay. Okay, I wasn't stopped, which is a good sign.
Do you think neither is really the right answer?
Given the process of elimination, that must be it. Amapal's hands aren't designed to hold anything, so it couldn't use the knife to murder the doctor.
Also because we were looking through its eyes the whole time.
Which means Amapal wasn't the murder weapon. And the culprit couldn't have used it as a shield. It can't neutralize the toxic gas, and the high voltage shock would destroy it.
So then, how did the culprit use Amapal?
I think we'll find out if we continue down this path.
Yeah, but I was ready for that.
That was the wrong answer! Come on, Master!
Oh man.
Huh? We're...
Yeah, I told you it wasn't the wrong answer, Shinigami. I gave you a pretty good reasoned explanation there.
We've been here before. It looks like we've been brought back.
But the door we opened earlier is closed again. Why's that?
Yeah, I wonder why.
Huh? Even the question is the same. Does that mean we gotta do it all over again?
Well, the logic is still sound. There's no other hiding spot for the culprit besides the airlock.
So you wanna choose the same answer and keep going?
If you do, you'll just repeat the whole process again.
Yeah, we've kind of already had this theme in this one of, well, let's just, even if it's wrong, let's just eliminate all the other options, right? That's kind of, as I said, the theme we've been going with this one, which does also make sense from the from the perspective of the player, because this, I've said it before, I'll say it again, this is like the case so far, aside from maybe Chapter 0, where you don't really know what's going on. We have not got all the answers, like, laid out in front of us, I don't think. This one is it's a bit of a mystery, you could say.
We'll just be brought back here if we can't figure out how did the culprit use Amapal. And I refuse to walk any more than I have to.
Fucking curling up. Come on, man.
Don't sit down!
What should I do?
Stand up! Stand up right now!
Stop it. Leave me alone.
Oh, there was something so done in that stop it. I loved it.
If you want me to leave you alone, then help my useless master out!
Fine. Just one thing then. We're back at, where was the culprit before the crime? Because you're stuck at, how did the culprit use Amapal? With that in mind, these two questions are connected.
Connected? Both the culprit's location and how Amapal was used?
Help him out more! More!
See? I've said this before, right? Like last chapter. I think it was. I don't think it was chapter 2. I wish we had more of Shinigami directly interacting with the characters. You know, I know she can't for obvious reasons, but Shinigami with Vivia and Fubuki have been great. Absolutely wonderful. I wish she could do it just generally instead of just screaming her insults into the void, you know?
The culprit was hiding in the airlock, where you also left the robot, right? At that moment, only the culprit and Amapal were there. So maybe the culprit did something.
The culprit did something to Amapal?
Clues are always there, right under your nose. It's a detective's job to notice them. Did you notice anything strange back then? Any tiny detail? Try to remember.
We did bug out for a minute.
Something strange. Hey! Now that you mention it, back then...
Oh, hey, the screen lit up. So this is what Amapal sees. It's like the cockpit of a mecha.
Forgot that I had to press the A button there.
Whoa, what was that?
Did it break already? I thought it was state of the art.
No, it's alright. It's stabilized. There was a moment when the camera stopped functioning while I was controlling Amapal. It returned to normal pretty quick, but maybe...
See? I told you it was right under your nose. You don't need any additional help from me, right?
that was a clue to help solve this mystery?
Actually, everything in this world is a key to solving mysteries. You just haven't noticed them. Perhaps there is more you're overlooking. Was there anything else unusual?
I don't know, are we going to bring up the shoe print again? Because, you know, I said this before, right? The shoe print was clearly not from the kick, right? It's on the wrong side of Amapal for it to... Or the shoe's facing the wrong direction, so is that what we're going for?
Something unusual. Something I missed.
Anything else? It's not like Amapal's camera showed the culprit.
Wait, that's it!
Huh?
Now that I think about it, wasn't that strange? The culprit must have gotten ahead of Amapal, but why didn't they ever show up on the camera?
Because of the door.
If the culprit went past Amapal to enter the doctor's lab, they would have been spotted for sure.
Now that you mention it...
But nobody showed up on camera. How did the culprit manage to pull that off? How can you move from the airlock to the doctor's lab without appearing even once on Amapal's camera?
Oh, right, no, we're gonna go with the rides on top of him, right?
Aren't you just adding another mystery?
No. All the pieces are here.
Huh?
Yuma, the mysteries you face now can be solved with a single answer.
A single answer?
Sheesh. I talk too much.
Well, I mean, maybe from the perspective of that you seemingly don't want us to solve this mystery, then, yeah, but...
Oh, one mystery after another! What'll you do now? It's a Pandora's box of mysteries!
No, I don't think that's the right analogy, but...
Let's stay calm and think about it. There's plenty of time.
Damn it, I shouldn't have opened my big mouth.
I'll keep reading while you wrap things up.
Remember what he said, Master. All it takes is one answer to solve these mysteries. Use those weak brain cells of yours and think!
Culprit's location. Amapal's usage. Its malfunction. Why didn't the culprit appear on camera? All this can be solved with just one answer?
Sure can, Yuma. Oh, they even use the same term as me, transportation. Culprit jumped on it. Why didn't the culprit appear on the camera? They were on top of the head.
I got it!
Easy peasy.
The culprit rode on Amapal's head, using it as a method of transportation.
A sick flip, dude. Yo, Yuma, do a flip!
The door opened!
With every open door, it will be harder for you to turn back. Are you sure you want to keep going?
Yo, hang on a second. Are you seeing that over there? That's my face reflected in the wall there, no? I feel like there was some weird reflection shenanigans going on before, but how is that happening? How is this real?
Absolutely. I will find the truth no matter what. This is for the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Oh, man.
Hey, you said the culprit rode on top of Amapal.
Not really. Vivia, you gotta stop ellipsising me, man. I'm not ready.
What did you mean by that?
Literally what I said. The culprit rode Amapal and used it to get through.
Did you not see the visual demonstration?
After we left Amapal in the airlock, the culprit came out of the decontamination device. Then they jumped on Amapal's head. The disruption in the footage was from the impact.
That's insane.
Is it? I think it's fairly reasonable. Amapal can withstand up to 100 kilograms of weight. So, someone riding on it shouldn't affect its functionality.
Although we might run into some problems with the whole spacesuit thing. I don't really know how much a spacesuit weighs, but I know it's not light.
The shoe print on Amapal's head wasn't caused by someone kicking it.
Uh-huh.
It was left there from the culprit hopping on and off.
After that, the culprit simply rode on it as it moved toward the doctor's lab.
One very dirty shoe, though.
By doing so, the culprit was able to evade the camera and remain hidden as they made their way through the lab.
Or one slightly dirty shoe on Amapal's very white head.
You're right. If it's true, then it does solve all of the previous mysteries. Imagining the culprit riding on a robot makes me laugh.
Does it now?
But Yuma, have you not realized it? You're still missing something. One major mystery remains.
Right, the poison gas chamber, right? How you get past that?
What's with that huge sigh?
The greatest mystery of this case should appear soon. Just the thought of it gets me feeling down.
This case's greatest mystery?
Come on, Yuma. You use that silly little Coco head of yours. You know the one.
This is the
Although we're in the
battle
wrong room
chamber.
for this.
That means the doctor's lab is just beyond it. If we can get through here, we'll reach the goal, yeah?
Because getting through this bit's easy. It's the previous room that's the problem.
Is this the greatest mystery you mentioned?
No.
Not exactly what I was envisioning.
Well, this is the mystery to be solved, so let's clear it out.
Beats me.
I wonder why this bit isn't voiced for some reason. When would it have been possible for them to get into the room ahead of us? I guess while opening the door. You started on the right answer for me, game. Very appreciative.
The culprit murdered the doctor before Amapal entered the room.
It's just that one line from Vivia that wasn't voiced. I mean, hey, it's great because I get to do the Yuritsa voice. And you know, this game, fantastic that it's mostly voice acted. I genuinely can't believe that it was, but man, I mean, if anything, I've missed well, I say missed, I've never done it before. I've missed not using the Yuritsa voice.
Which means the culprit had to have gotten ahead of Amapal at some point.
Which I guess in turn makes it the Vivia voice, because I've never used it for Yuritsa. But, you know.
It was when the door first opened. At that moment, the culprit snuck into the doctor's room.
Yeah, when the doors were slowly opening, just like this. That's when the culprit took their chance.
Okay, that's not
Right.
how I thought they'd do
The
it,
moment
but...
there was enough space for a person to slip through, the culprit hopped off and went inside.
I mean, I guess, yeah, you probably wouldn't want to take the risk, right? Because the security system's not off, and we did find this out, right? You wouldn't be able to step off onto the platform, so you would actually you know, onto the panel in front of the door there. So you would actually have to do it like this.
Like this?
Oh man, Shinigami, you didn't... I wanted to see you jump up onto the door frame.
That's a weird fetish, Master.
What?
Okay, Yomi, what do you got for us?
We still haven't reached the goal. I thought we could get into the doc's lab now.
Is this a joke to you? Your deduction is full of holes.
I mean, there is a big one. Between the two chambers we were just talking about, there's this giant box that's kind of in the way.
If this is a joke, it's not very funny.
Master, you know what to do.
Of course.
I'll take your garbage deduction and toss it in the trash. I am the Saint of Kanai Ward, protecting it from filth like you!
Yeah, whatever you say, sir. Okay.
The culprit hopped off Amapal as the door opened, then slipped through the gap in the door.
Damn it!
That's impossible even for Fink the Slaughter Artist! Think about it. If Amapal's line of sight changed just a bit, the camera would have caught it. No one
Yeah, no,
would
it
do
is,
something
it's gonna be Amapal's design. He can't move.
so risky. The crime would have been exposed. The culprit must be really lucky. What, did they use some sort of special power?
I guess probably the lucky one?
Right.
If Amapal's camera had been running, we would have seen the culprit. Obviously, that didn't happen, but would they really have used such a risky method to break in?
No.
Was Amapal's camera even working? That might be the first thing you need to
For
confirm.
now.
Does something seem off to you, Master? Let's check the solution keys then.
The
What
culprit.
is the other one? I mean, it's just about that his head can't move, right? Yeah, the other one was ghost traits.
It hopped off Amapal as the door opened, then slipped through the gap in the door.
I reckon I'd missed that one.
That's impossible even for Fink the Slaughter Artist.
Nope. There we go.
Think about it.
I'm thinking. Don't worry, man. I'm thinking.
If Amapal's line of sight changed just a bit,
Maybe it's this one actually. Yeah, there we go.
Through this mystery.
Bit last minute there. But yeah, no, it literally couldn't change. So that's what it is.
Amapal is designed so that when its hand is stretched out, it won't execute any other inputs. That's why when it was pressing the button for the door, the culprit didn't show up on the camera.
See, a part of this this whole thing being a problem though, right? Is that for this to work, the culprit needs to know this lab fairly inside and out, and also how Amapal works. Which I think most people could know, considering that, you know, I'm pretty sure it is a product that's already been released to the public, right? I think. But I could be wrong about that. At the very least, there are advertisements for it out and about, so... At the very least, there's that. But the inside the lab thing, you need to know the details of it, and I feel like most people don't.
you little maggots, don't get so full of yourselves.
You know, all I'm saying is that it looks really bad for the Amaterasu personnel. Specifically you, Yomi. I know you have a room in this lab, so I know you'd know it inside and out. Well, maybe not, but I know you'd know.
You're not getting out of here alive.
Although, I mean, see, here's the thing, right? If we do get Yomi this time, how is next case gonna function? Honestly, I don't know how next case is gonna function
So
without
Amapal couldn't
the
move
potential of
while
his
the door
death,
was
but
opening. That's when the culprit took their chance.
Since the door opens outward, it's possible to take advantage of the blind spot it creates. That's how the culprit managed to stay outside the camera's view as they enter the doctor's room.
nice and obvious one.
So it's an elaborate murder that took advantage of Amapal's design, and even the direction the door opens. Whoever planned this must have really wanted the doctor dead.
And right, yeah, it does. Oh, hello guys, spawned back in there. It is very, very well planned, right? Yeah, you guys
guess
okay?
You can call it an obsession.
Spawning in next to guys, are you okay?
How scary. Just like this passageway. Where will it take us? Perhaps a suite with the culprit's obsession on full display? A room of nightmares?
Are you dudes all right? Please stay with me.
Knock it off with the weird soliloquies. Let's go.
You're
Let's
really
go.
going.
Yummy, you back already?
Hey, Yuma. When the culprit entered the doctor's room while the door was open,
Huh? Yeah?
at the time, the doctor was in the room, right? If the door opened and an intruder entered, how could the doctor not have noticed?
I mean, he is deaf. So maybe it's that.
So what if he did notice? It's not a big deal.
Yes, it is.
We probably would have heard him like scream for help or something.
If he had noticed an intruder, the doctor would have turned to face him,
And then he wouldn't have been able to be stabbed in the back.
which means he wouldn't have been stabbed in the back.
Yeah, I mean, probably just because he's deaf, right? He just didn't notice.
That piece of trash is right. Your logic is flawed.
Hey, what are you, on the Phantom side now?
No, this is important. This is important to reason, Shinigami. Look, Vivia's a weird dude, and he's batting for both teams at the moment. And not in a sexuality kind of way. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe he does. Sorry, that distracted me for a second there. But point is, this is important. We've got to consider this. I hadn't even
Listen
thought
to
of
my
that.
incredible words of wisdom.
We've got to get to the full truth, Shinigami.
Your crappy deduction is worth less than shit! Everything you do is a fucking mistake!
Oh, come on, man. You don't have to be like that. This isn't a mistake. I promise I've got nothing better to do with my time. It's got to be the fact that he's deaf, right? Seemingly based on where he died, he wasn't like moved or anything, presumably. So he already had like his back to the door. He was over on the left side. Probably just, very unfortunately for him, just didn't notice, right? Probably because he was going to get like
Damn it!
for his plan or whatever. He was going to get his
Your deduction is inconsistent.
sulfuric acid.
It's full of inconsistencies!
Is it?
By your logic, even if the doctor could be stabbed, it wouldn't be from behind. That's all impossible!
I guess just it wouldn't be from behind, right?
Master!
There should be a contradiction somewhere. You gotta find it and repel it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try.
Damn it!
Well, started on a bad
Your
side. for you there,
deduction is
Yomi.
inconsistent.
No, you're
Full of
inconsistent.
inconsistencies.
Got him.
By your logic, even if the doctor could be stabbed, it wouldn't be from behind.
Yoink.
That claim doesn't hold up! No, the culprit did stab the doctor in the back. That's how the body was discovered.
That's why I'm saying your deduction is inconsistent. By your logic, the doctor couldn't have been murdered in that way!
Right, it's gotta be information on the dot, right? This is that he's hard of hearing. Yeah, there we go.
Quickly entered the lab. But the doctor was in the room at the time, right?
That is correct.
There's no way he missed an intruder.
I say, yes, there is way.
It's noisy.
I mean, that's
So Wesker would have heard and
That's
turned
correct.
to face the culprit.
No, he wouldn't. Oh, that's not a.
And his chest would have been stabbed, not his back. Unless you think the doctor was asleep.
Damn
Is
it!
there any trace of him being drugged?
No.
Even if he didn't look back from his desk, he would have heard someone coming.
No, he wouldn't have, because he's hard of hearing.
This is the truth.
Like really, really bad hard of hearing.
Wait, the doctor had trouble hearing. That's why he didn't notice the intruder.
Thanks for joining us for this one, Vivia.
Now you're spouting nonsense. Say whatever you want, it won't save you. There's a gaping hole in your logic. And there's no way you're gonna fill it at this rate. Because you, more than anyone else, you're the one refusing to see the truth right before your eyes.
What? I refuse to see the truth? Vivia said the same thing, but
It's strange, don't you think? Isn't it about time you noticed that something's off here?
I mean, hopefully we're not talking about the chief being suspicious. Hopefully what we are talking about is, the gas chamber thing.
huh?
You've solved many mysteries up to now, yet none of them are directly connected to the culprit's identity.
This is true.
That's because the culprit is the hitman.
Or is it?
If that's the case, why haven't you reaped the hitman's soul? That would end the labyrinth.
Well, I mean, even then, right? Presumably that's because we don't actually know who Fink the Slaughter Artist is. It's like, yeah, I mean, he's the hitman. He's that guy, but we don't know what he looks like or anything.
It's not that easy. The culprit will fight back, unless we solve all the mysteries first.
And even then, they still fight back.
What are you getting at?
In my eyes, the reason a single mystery hasn't been directly connected to the culprit is because of Yuma's reluctance. It's pushing away the mysteries that lead to the culprit.
Huh?
Subconsciously, you're closing your eyes to the truth. That's why you haven't touched on the hole in your reasoning.
What hole?
Whatever, that's enough. Just ignore this guy and keep going.
No, we do need to talk about this. We haven't even thought about the gas chamber yet.
Hey!
He's right. We need to think about it. I mean, problem is we have no evidence connecting to this part yet,
Yuma.
which is kind of the problem.
Yuma.
Jeez, go away!
You know what I'm talking about, don't you? The huge hole in this investigation?
What are you...
Just ignore him.
Let's review your deduction, shall we? The culprit took advantage of Amapau's locked position and entered the lab. And before the robot entered the room, that person stabbed the doctor from behind. However, they bumped into Amapau while escaping, causing it to fall over. That was obviously a mistake, but since it wasn't captured on video, they were able to avoid detection.
I don't know if it was a
After
mistake,
that,
but
the culprit went inside the decontamination device in the airlock to hide from you.
That's correct. So what's the hole in my
the
deduction?
fact that we're overlooking an
before all
entire
of that.
room.
it remains the case's greatest mystery.
Which is?
How did the culprit get past security?
What?
Oh, you mean even how they got in
already
the
told
first
you that.
place?
The culprit rode on top of Amapal as Master controlled it and was taken all the way to the doctor's lab.
Oh, okay, no. We are still talking about the gas room. Okay.
But if someone was riding on it, how did they get past the high voltage shocks in the panel chamber?
Well, that's easy. That's Fubuki's forte.
Oh.
This is the end for you! You have nowhere left to go!
Which I get. Does he not know? Does he not know that we used Fubuki's forte?
I won't let you maggots ruin the peace of Kanai Ward! As the king of Amaterasu Corporation and the guardian of Kanai Ward, I will stop you here and now!
Perhaps this, too, is an obsession. Why does he insist on covering up the truth?
Well, there could be a number of reasons.
Tell me, what will you do, Yuma? Are you going to stay willfully blind?
No, I'll fight. Whether it's subconscious or not, I won't look away from the truth. I'll find the truth no matter what. This is for the Chief and everyone at the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Because then we get... Okay. So here's the thing, right? So we've already got the whole... Seemingly, we need to figure out why... Or not figure out why. And not even figure out. The person who did this crime has to have known about what's inside the lab, right? Surely. I mean, I guess they could have eavesdropped, but what... Well, I say, what are the odds? In these kinds of games, the odds are pretty high that someone's just talking about how the lab works, right? That's great. But to have, like, this full confidence as well that Amapal's just gonna, like, drive on through and everything's gonna be A-okay, I feel like also probably requires a degree of knowledge about the fortes that are being used, right? I'm sure the culprit must have known that Fubuki was around, and probably had full confidence that because of her, things would go perfectly. And who knows about the fortes? Then, of course, there's the fact that Yomi is entirely suspicious because, you know, he has his own personal room, his documents have been moved, he's the only one with the key, but he's not the one who had the map that was clearly taken from his room. Yako was. And there's also the whole photo thing, which could potentially link us into Yako actually previously have been a professor or some sort in this lab. So, this is looking so bad, man. Hopefully I'm just overthinking this, because this is not, it's looking so bad.
Good luck! You'll never find it.
But then also, like, why would Yomi then care? Why would he be the one trying to cover this shit up? Presumably to take us all down, but, like, why is he covering it up?
You'll scurry around this labyrinth forever, like blind mice. You'll rot away in it, looking for an answer that will never come!
The answer to this one's Fubuki's forte. This is easy peasy. We know this. We know this. I mean, it was a very simple, like, oh, that's your question? Here's the answer type of question. But, you know, it's fine. It's fine. If Vivia doesn't know, Vivia doesn't know. So, yeah, I guess now we've got to fight Yomi because of that. There we go. Fubuki's forte.
Keep
Just, there we go.
playing with your shit deductions. You still haven't solved the greatest mystery! How did the culprit get past the security? The critical lab security system was always live.
It's true.
There was no way to reach the doctor. The panel chamber shocks would have fried the culprit.
True.
That security system? No living human can breach it! Don't tell me the culprit is a robot!
Nah, that's not the one. Okay, I guess the breach it thing.
How did the culprit break through the panel chamber?
But
We at least had armor power with us to disable the security system.
Didn't you notice anything else weird at the time? Think hard.
Wait. Are we talking about, like, when they're going back
That's
after
right.
they've stabbed him?
As far as the panel chamber goes,
Keep playing.
Wait, are we actually talking about something different? I don't think so, right? So, I mean, this all, you know, this all comes together. With Fubuki's Forte, they would obviously know the formation, because they were riding on top of Armor Pal, and we were guaranteed to get it right. Even if we did kill them multiple times on the way there. So then they would just know, right? So I guess Fubuki, it's gotta be Fubuki's
your
Forte
shit
still.
deductions. You
just
still
where?
haven't solved the greatest mystery!
Oh damn
How
it!
did the culprit get past the security?
It's my shitty depth perception.
The critical lab security system was always live.
I think it's gotta be the living human
There
thing.
was no way to reach the doctor. The panel chamber shocks would have fried the culprit.
This is true.
That security system? No living human can breach it.
Flash through this mystery.
well, we did, bucko. And here's how.
It's good to see him on the floor though. If I can, got him this bitch on the ropes. Come on, Yomi. What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? Be a little
a
bitch?
human
Cry?
could get past the panel chamber by using Fubuki's Forte. In fact, that's how we got past the panels. The high voltage shocks kept destroying Amapel. But we reversed time every time that happened.
Correct. So whenever it was struck by the current, you went back in time. But while that was occurring, the culprit, a human, was riding on top of Amapel. That person was burnt to a crisp every time you failed.
Yeah. Well.
But
Which means you killed the culprit over and over again.
Hey, look, I mean, yes, that did happen, but it's fine. We reversed time, we saved them, and it wasn't intentionally. But yes, we did do that.
Vivia,
Tetsuhiko also, like, killed them once. Yeah.
If only you had chosen to remain ignorant, I would have walked beside you in silence. But if you intend to seek the truth, then I must stand in your way.
Why though? Why must you do that?
What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
He's going to betray you, Master.
Betray me?
It's up to you, Yuma. This is your final chance to save the world you believe in. What are you going to do? It's time to decide your past and your future.
Why, Vivia?
Yo, are we fucking gonna do this argument against Vivia? I'm kind of stuck on this why. I mean, if it is Yako who did the crime, I can see why. But even so, I'm not.
Let me
Okay.
ask you.
And this is fucking awesome
How did the
though.
culprit bypass the toxic gas chamber?
Yeah, there we go. There's the big one.
Possible to avoid the gas. culprit would surely die. You should already know this, right? The gas is a special trait.
The gas. Hazard.
The gas doesn't seem to even a gas mask. No ability can nullify its toxicity. Once it hits you, you're done for. You die before reaching Wesker. No one can get past the gas chamber.
Well, okay, there is a problem here, Vivia. You could with this, but you then couldn't. I don't think you did it though, because you can't. Well, see, you can hold a knife, right? But I don't think it's the knife, is it? Is it? And like, there are still things that wouldn't line. I mean, sure. I mean, it has to be this, but I still don't think it's him.
Right.
I don't think he's the killer.
It sure does seem like it'd be impossible to get around the gas.
But
The culprit definitely made it through the toxic gas chamber.
Is there actually a way to avoid the gas? What could it be? For now, let's check the info on the toxic gas. There may be something we're forgetting.
Wait, on the toxic gas? What properties
me
about?
ask you.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. Toxic gas is bacterial, so regular gas masks are ineffective against it. Even if you hold your breath, it can be absorbed through the skin. It's about 30 minutes after exposure for the toxins to spread. Anyone wanting to force their way through... Well, I guess we could go with that, right? That, like, that you would be able to get through, you would just die afterward. So, yeah. And it has the spacesuit thing, right? So it could be this. It could be this as well. Okay. We'll run with this then, which was my initial thought, right? We've been talking about the
How
spacesuit
did
thing
the
the whole
culprit
time.
bypass the toxic gas chamber? It's impossible to avoid the gas.
I mean, avoid, true.
The culprit would surely die. You
Yeah.
already know this, right? The gas is a special trait.
Gas. Hazard. Special trait.
Even a gas mask.
Okay, well, I mean, that is
ability to
true.
nullify its toxicity.
Yeah, ability, I suppose, is the key word there.
Say,
None of the information collected mentions anything about someone with the ability to neutralize toxic gas.
Yeah, look, I mean, ability, sure, didn't really mean it that way, but yeah, you're right.
I don't think you can refute that statement. Instead, let's take another look at the toxic gas itself.
Even a gas mask can't stop the toxic gas, and anyone exposed to it is guaranteed to die in 30 minutes. Wait, it could have lived for 30 minutes? That means...
Let me ask you.
Okay, so that's the angle we're gonna go with here then. The you wouldn't immediately
How
die
did the
angle.
culprit bypass the toxic gas chamber? It's impossible to avoid the gas.
True. Except for the
Culprit would
spacesuit
surely
thing.
die.
That might be the
You know
one,
this, right?
but
Gas
we'll
is a
see.
special trait. The gas can see through even a gas mask. No ability to nullify its toxicity. Once it hits you, you're done for. You die before reaching Wesker.
No, you wouldn't.
this is the truth.
That's the one. Oh man, you know, a part of me wishes we had like discussions like this with the other detectives. At the same time, not makes this so much.
If you pass
Punchier,
through the
you know?
toxic gas, you'll die. But you'll have 30 minutes before it kills you. Which means you could survive for 30 minutes.
What? Don't tell me.
There are no gas masks here that can block this toxic gas, and no fortes that can nullify it. There's only one way you could get through it.
Just grin and bear it, huh?
You do nothing. You endure it in hopes of Amapel taking you to the next room.
Then the culprit didn't do anything to counteract it and just passed through the toxic gas?
See, here's the thing though, right? Like, this then makes sense to me why, you know, Yako then, like, stabs himself, basically, right? To foist the blame off onto someone else. Okay? Sure. That works. You've then got, like, kind of an alibi. But surely our like, it's been more than 30 minutes since he was in that chamber, surely. But he's seemingly not dead yet, right? Which is, like, the only thing that's making me think, maybe it's not Yako after all? But then there's the thing of, like the only two other suspects we really have, I mean, I guess are Vivia, but I don't really count that. I guess Hallara, but I mean, these two have the same problem as Yako, right? We haven't seen Makoto or Yomi in a while, so it could still be either of them. Maybe half an hour hasn't passed yet. It definitely seems like it should have, but I don't know, maybe it hasn't yet, I don't know.
It's the only explanation that makes sense. This is the truth. I can't believe it. But if the culprit really did just endure the toxic gas...
Then they...
I mean, they should already be dead, right?
The culprit is...
It appears you finally glimpsed the truth. Well, how does it feel to have your world shatter before your eyes? Isn't this what you wanted?
I mean, yeah, it is. Look, Vivia, I kind of get it, right? I'm still leaning towards, just for this to all work, it's got to have been Yako. And I get it, man. You're trying to protect us. And well, I mean, to a degree, I think you're trying to protect Yako as well. Because we are going to reap his soul, but he's also going to die anyway, but... I get it, man. I get it. But we can't face away from the truth. We can't actively live this lie. Even if it hurts, Vivia. Even if it hurts. This is a mountain that we have to climb, Vivia.
What's he talking about?
Yomi's mystery phantom and Vivia are both right. Subconsciously, I didn't want to know the truth.
Huh?
Up until now, the Mystery Labyrinth was withholding the mysteries that led to the culprit. And that's because it's a reflection of my own reluctance.
Master, what's wrong? Do you know who the culprit is? It's the hitman, right?
No, it can't be. The MO doesn't line up.
The truth is worthless.
Oh, hello. Should I have noticed, like, the whole one-winged angel thing before? I mean, I guess he's technically got two, but...
Nothing
you know what I mean?
has less value in this isolated, rainy city. No one wants the truth. Not even you!
Wrong, Yomi! Wrong.
Now, rot away and die right here! No one will get in my way. Kanai Lord, Amaterasu! They both belong to me!
See, then I still hit on the problem of, like, why Yomi is Is it really just to flex that he has that much power that he can cover up even a crime that doesn't matter to him? I mean, this is pretty.
If the culprit
insane,
carried
though.
out the crime like you did,
I see you back there, Vivia.
then they should be dead from the toxic gas.
True.
But no one at the scene has died from poisoning.
Ow! That was pretty fast.
If you can understand that much, then what are you still doing here?
But damn it, I definitely pressed left there.
You're right that no one in that lab died from that toxic gas. But that was part of the culprit's plan from the beginning. They planned to distort the facts of their death.
Yeah, there we go.
Yuma, are you sure you want to face the truth?
We have to,
The
Vivia.
world will fall apart. The world that you believed in.
I mean, we also have to because we're gonna fucking die if we don't. Sorry, big guy. It's like, it's us or Yako, and Yako's already dead, basically. Like, there is gonna be no soul to reap here.
Your deduction is wrong.
I'm still not ready for
Don't
it, though.
disturb the peace.
Oh, yeah, you got me there,
It's not
Yomi.
even worth debating. Is this the best you can do to refute it? Just give up and die!
Sorry, that's not really my style. Armor Pal, the culprit misrepresenting their death by using... Wait, well, I guess the Hitman.
This, I'll expose the truth.
Yako's pinning it on the Hitman.
The culprit misrepresented their death by using the Hitman. The culprit realized their plan would be exposed if someone in the lab died from toxic gas. So they used the Hitman to cover up their own death.
Used the Hitman?
Meaning, the Hitman wasn't hired to assassinate the doctor.
They were hired as an alibi.
They were hired to cover up the culprit's death by toxic gas.
Huh? The Hitman's target was the culprit? Not the doctor? But the doctor was stabbed by the knife with the inscribed F. Doesn't that belong to the Hitman?
All you would need is a similar knife. The story of Fink the Slaughter Artist using a knife inscribed with the letter F is well known.
Again, we already saw this in Chapter 1. Copycat killers, they're around.
Nah, we leave it alone until we receive further orders. Did you see the knife stuck in his back? It's the one that Fink the Slaughter Artist uses, right? I've heard about his knives inscribed with the letter F.
So it was all a ruse? The real culprit made it look like the Hitman did it?
Stop. Stop, 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 stop! You useless garbage!
Yomi, my guy, I still don't know why you give a shit.
To hell with detectives and the truth! I won't let you have your way in my city! There is no real culprit! Dr. Wesker was killed by the Hitman!
I don't get why you care.
Huh? What's going on? Who's the real culprit?
The real culprit. The real culprit is...
The time has finally come, Yuma. It's time for you to acknowledge what you've known all along.
I mean, ever since we found that photo.
If the tiny crack spreads any further, the mirror will shatter, exposing the chaos of the real world. Knowing this, will you still expose the truth? Then, show me your conviction.
The clues pointing to the identity of the Hitman's target. I know. I've known all along.
Now, expose the truth. Do it if you want to burn the world down.
Go on, Vivia. Let's rumble. Defeat Yomi with a key? Oh. Out of the way! Okay. What was the clue leading to the true culprit? Well, I mean, it led me to the true culprit, but, let's see. The death threat was sent not only to the target, Dr. Wesker, but also to the peacekeepers in the Nocturnal Detective Agency. I mean, I guess this kind of helped. Because, like, this hasn't actually pointed any... I mean, we know this, but it doesn't really connect to anything yet. The missing file doesn't really connect anywhere, and the doctor's notes... And we basically already used, right? So I think it's got to be the death threat. Okay. No?
No, this isn't the right solution key. I should be able to tell if I look inside.
Master?
Oh, I guess I just have to look
This
closer.
was placed as though someone was trying to conceal it. It should lead me to the truth.
Oh, they do want me to present the photo now? Oh, okay. I mean, we haven't really... I mean, I guess he did hide it, and he did have it on him, right? So I guess that tracks.
The bloodstained photo found in the hallway near the lab. There was a person pictured with a woman. That was the hitman's target. The real culprit behind this case. The blood obscured the person's face, but I know who it is. It could only be one person. It could only be...
How do you know? That person in the photo is the hitman's target. And who is it?
It's...
No. Stop! Don't you dare say another word! No one wants the truth!
I don't understand, but... Good luck, Master! I'm always by your side, haunting you!
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate some enthusiasm right now, but... The fucking hitman. I mean, it's gotta be... I still don't understand why Yomi gives a fuck, right? But I mean, it's gotta be Yako. Like, literally, I mean, it has to be. But why does Yomi care?
Damn it.
Huh?
Oh.
Yako.
That'll be why Yomi cares.
Huh? Why? Why is Fuzzhead here?
Chief Yako was the only person attacked by the hitman in the lab. In other words, the Chief was the hitman's target. But Chief Yako tried to hide that photo by tossing it behind the houseplant. He hid it knowing it'd be an important clue. And that's because the person in the photo is Chief Yako himself. It was given to the hitman so he'd know his target, and the Chief tried to conceal it. Which means the blood covering the face on the photo was likely done on purpose.
Okay, that makes sense. I was kind of sitting here still being like, I mean, yeah, right? Like, obviously it was the clincher for me that, like, not only could Yako even be considered responsible, but it was like, oh shit, I think I see where this is gonna end up going. But still... Yeah, no, it wasn't quite... How did this all come together? But, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Hold on, Master! Are you serious? You're really saying Fuzzhead is the culprit? Really? I don't buy it. You think he actually put together this elaborate murder? He's knocking on death's door just for this?
I mean, considering that... Look, I mean, I don't think someone else would be in the photo if they weren't related to the case, right? There's a strong part of me that's saying that this is some kind of revenge or some shit.
I don't want to believe it either, but there's no other way.
Don't forget this stuff.
Battle with Vivia, okay. The anemic vampire is going to throw questions at you back to back. Press the correct button when you think you've got the correct answer. You'll take damage if you avoid all assailing assaults. Okay.
The phantom vanished. The truth has been mostly exposed, and the labyrinth cannot function much longer. Anything I do now might not matter, but I'll do it anyway. Because it's something I must do. While the Chief takes his final breaths.
Vivia.
Yuma. If Chief Yako is the culprit, then what about that death threat? Why would the Chief send it if he was the killer? Answer me, Yuma.
Okay.
That's not the reason.
Oh, do I have to, like, actually hit them all? Oh, okay. I thought you said don't hit them all. Okay, well, whatever.
Why would the Chief
Well, maybe I'll get the options. Oh, no, this is going to be a string of questions, right? I guess I can dodge. Oh, I probably won't dodge all of them. They'll just give me multiple options. Okay, that's what they want me to do. Okay, never mind. I thought this was kind of be a, you know, a movie doodad. But no, this is a quick time event. Quick time event with thinking involved, okay.
By sending that note, everyone would believe the doctor's life was in danger, which was necessary for this sequence of events to take place. All the master detectives headed to the secret lab because of that note. Chief Yako brought them here to take advantage of their abilities and murder the doctor.
Unfortunately, as I said with Fubuki, right? You kind of needed, maybe not even everyone else. I mean, Hallara, very useful ability for murders. Probably the least useful ability in the field, right? Arguably the same for Vivia. Tetsuhiko, yeah, definitely helpful in getting in. So, like Tetsuhiko and Fubuki were the ones that he needed, right? And those were the ones he had walking around. In fact, they're the only ones he brought with him, right? Vivia and Hallara kind of came on their own accord by the sounds of it. Or no, they had to be with the whole group, though, right? Otherwise they wouldn't have been able to get in the first place. But nah, well.
Huh? Their abilities?
But the death threat wasn't sent just to the detectives. The Peacekeepers received it too. What was the point of that? Why put them on high alert? What is
that could be for the Tetsuhiko thing, right? Use the disguise ability, yeah.
The note was sent to the Peacekeepers because they were also part of the plan. When the Peacekeepers received the note, they dispatched a lot of their personnel to the scene.
And this is kind of what I said, right? The note had to have been sent, because I think the slaughter artist couldn't, well, not couldn't have, but probably didn't commit the crime, right? It's not part of their MO to send all these notes out. But the note had to have then been sent out to alert everyone involved and get them all in one place. Why would they all need to be in one place for all of this?
The master detectives were able to take advantage of the commotion to enter the facility. They did it by disguising themselves as peacekeepers.
It would be convenient to have a lot of peacekeepers around if you want to get into the lab disguised as one.
This is why the peacekeepers also received the death threat.
Hey, you still want to do this? It's not too late to give up.
I am well aware of the danger. I haven't gotten this much exercise in a long time.
Yes, I'm going to die from overexertion. Not anything else, but, alas.
But this is something I must do.
I mean, look, man, I get it. I get it. You're protecting what you care about. We're protecting what... Well, we're not protecting. We're fighting for what we care about. I guess you're fighting for it, too, in this literal sense. Like, I get it, man. I get it, but you can't keep running from the truth.
I can't leave the chief like this.
I understand, big guy. I get it. I get it. I get it now. I understand. But it's still wrong, big guy. You know, like it or not, the chief murdered a man. And that ain't it, chief. Yeah, that's right, I punned on you right now, in this emotional moment.
Let's continue, Yuma. So, everyone disguised themselves as peacekeepers and entered the lab. You were already at the lab, and that's where you met up with the chief, right?
Yes, but we decided to split up after the blackout occurred.
Wait! That blackout should have caused a commotion. If we leave now, the peacekeepers will see us. I knew it. This place is crawling with them.
What do we do?
I'll draw their attention to buy some time. In the meantime, you two hurry to that doctor.
The chief said he'd buy us some time, but he actually went and hid inside the airlock.
Was the blackout part of the plan? So the one who caused it...
That was probably the real thing,
Was that
right?
also the chief?
No. Okay, what button am I gonna need? Oh.
No, that's not it!
Okay, so now it's when we're gonna start dodging. Okay.
The
So
chief
it
said
kind of looked
he'd
like
buy
Yuma
us
just
some
went for it
time.
automatically. Yeah, I'll skip through this. So does he just do it automatically, or do I have to actually move? Oh no! Oh fuck! I keep on forgetting this. It's these quick time events. You don't press anything. You press nothing. You just let it ride. I learnt my lesson with this during the Fubuki segment, but I apparently didn't learn my lesson. Okay, so it wasn't Dr. Huesca. Wasn't Yako. Yes, it was Fink the Slaughterer. Okay, it seems to always be the Y button as well that we're using here, which is handy. Although I think, based on that, I think that was probably the last one.
The chief was with me in the security room at the time of the blackout. It's impossible for him to have caused it. So the only person it could be is the hitman. It must have been part of the job. He instructed the hitman to cause a blackout at a specific time.
But why?
It made us think the doctor was in danger, so we'd go check on him. We used Amapal and Fortes to get through the tight security system. Chief Yako had it all planned out from the start. He used us to break through the security so he could kill the doctor.
So, Master using Amapel and the Sheltered Skank's time rewinding ability at the panel chamber?
Not now, Shinigami, please.
That was all part of Fuzzhead's plan?
But, yes. Yes, it was.
The only way to get past security was to use both Amapel and that Forte. The Chief knew we'd figure that out.
I think it's more like he trusted us. He trusted that we would arrive at that conclusion.
I'm counting on you both. See you later.
Trust? How could this be a trust thing? He was clearly taking advantage of you all.
Well, I mean, simultaneously, yes. But also no. You know? Look, look, I believe in him. Should he have murdered a man? No. Do I still believe in him? Look, Shinigami, this is the same well, it's not the same, actually. Yako had very, very, as a mature adult, he should have known this was not the way out. So it's not the same as with the 3 literal children who murdered someone because literally nothing else could be done. Not that they should have done it still, but it's basically the same. I believe, I didn't think they were terrible people in the end. I don't think he's a bad dude in the end.
He gathered the master detectives using a fake death threat, then used their fortes to commit murder. What a scumbag! He used you all to get away with murder! Out of all the criminals I've ever met, he's the worst coward of them all! Master, grab that coward and...
Enough! Why did it have to come to this? Chief Yako saved me. He took me in. I had lost everything, even my memories. Sure, he may have been a little pushy at times, but still, I really admired him. So, why? Why did you do it? Is this about the woman in the picture? Chief, please tell me! Or
There's no point in asking. That's just a mystery phantom. It's not the real Fuzzhead.
But we're not ever gonna get a real answer from him, are we? Regardless of what we're about to do to him.
Master, watch out!
The phantoms are a reflection of the same people in the real world, right? Which means he should hold the same thoughts. The photo behind the houseplant. I don't know what the chief was hiding, but that photo must have been dropped by the hitman after he was done with it. The chief picked it up and used his own blood to obscure the face. He knew the truth would be exposed if that photo was found, so he hid it behind the potted plant. He left his blood on it, almost like he wrote a dying message. But in truth, it was actually a secret he wanted to keep hidden.
Master, I think you know this, but...
Okay, look, Shinigami's talking, the mood is slightly ruined. Sorry, Shinigami. I'll mention this now, I guess. So, like, why didn't the hitman just take the photo? Right? Like... I have a funny feeling that for this to, wrap around to, like, the trust thing, right? it's going to be like that Yako kept the photo kind of because he wanted us to figure out the truth, right? He didn't really want to hide it, but then at the same time, he clearly did. He did want to hide it because of the whole Yomi phantom thing. But then if he did really want to hide it and didn't want to get found out, then why wouldn't the hitman just take the photo? I guess arguably it's like, well, hey, the dude's done his job. You know, he doesn't want any more connection to the crime, so he wouldn't keep the photo, I guess. But like, even then, why would the hitman even have the photo on him? I guess again, like to completely get rid of it, so there's no trace back to the hitman. But still,
To exit the mystery labyrinth, you will have to eliminate the culprit.
Eliminate the chief?
Are you really going to do this? After all the mysteries are solved, the chief back in the real world will die. But you saw yourself, Yuma. The chief is already knocking on death's door.
I still can't believe this entire investigation and murder thing happened within half an hour.
Will you still bury him in the name of truth?
I mean, it took me 2 hours to get through that investigation.
The chief took me in when I had no memories, or anyone to turn to. I trusted him from the bottom of my heart. Now, I have to end his life?
You know, I liked it, surprisingly. The little bit of peace and quiet I found at the Nocturnal Detective Agency.
Vivia, you knew the truth behind this case from the very beginning.
And that's why he's kind of been trying to get in our way the whole time. Look, I mean, we can talk about... We'll talk about this a little bit later, but I will say my opinion on Vivia has been fluctuating in various directions this chapter, but it's all coming into place. It's all coming into place.
I had a hunch. Because of my spectral projection, I knew the chief had been planning something for quite some time. But I pretended not to see. I admired him and the world he had made.
That's why you threatened me, and were so uncooperative in the investigation.
I knew you would reach the truth eventually, Yuma. But I tried my best to keep you away. Exposing the truth won't save anyone. Neither the chief
Will save us, because we're gonna
nor
die.
you.
We're gonna die if we don't solve this, though. So it will save us.
At least in the literal sense.
Master, you've already come this far. You've got to finish this. What'll happen to the other master detectives if you die here? Didn't you say you wanted to expose the truth and save everyone?
Vivia, you told me that the time would come when I'd have to prove my conviction.
Time's now, buddy. Come on. We gotta step up.
The conviction to accept the truth, no matter how cruel it may be. Now is that time, isn't it?
Yes, and yet you intend to continue. If you're prepared for it.
Hey! You better not get in Master's way again!
Yuma, do you remember when the chief's soul called out to us?
Huh?
Yeah, the truth is cruel. Never in history has the truth been known to be kind.
See, this is kind of what I was thinking about, right? And that, I don't know, I kind of feel like Yako must have wanted us to figure this all out, right? Maybe it was like a deep down thing, and he was trying to hide stuff from us, but like, you know, practically he did want to not get found out, but at the same time, like in his heart of hearts, he wanted us to get to the truth. And maybe just us, right? This wasn't a truth for the rest of the world. It wasn't something for the Peacekeepers. This is for us to figure out, kind of thing, you know? God damn. I really didn't think I was gonna cry. I really didn't. Oh, God. Fuck you, Yako. I'm rationalizing myself into feeling bad.
You know what? Turning your eyes away from the truth and living a lie is harsh too.
Fuck you, man. I guess they couldn't shake the Danganronpa trope of having your penultimate chapter be the gut punch one, huh? I can't. I'm laughing, but at the same time, I can feel the tears, man. I can feel it rolling down the old face.
In the end, you can never look away from the truth. As long as you live, you must face that pain.
And I mean, probably I kind of goes without saying, but I mean this was a message for Vivia, clearly, and it was. There was clearly more to it than just the work with Yuma and stop fighting, right? It was clearly also please figure this out, and even if you don't reveal the truth to everyone, at least, you know, reach the truth.
So really, what's the point of worrying so much about it? When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
Now, I mean, that's also what Vivia's doing right now, right? Even if he is defending a murderer, he's standing for what he believes in. That, like, I don't know, pure, innocent joy, I guess, that we all had in the detective agency, in defending the guy who brought it all together.
I always averted my eyes from the truth, for my own sake, my own peace and quiet. But I could never say with confidence that I was proud of myself. In the end, I was just running away from everything. That's why I entrust this to you, Yuma.
Entrust what?
You signed a pact with the Death God in your desire for the truth. I want to see your conviction. As long as you don't stray from exposing all truth, I believe you'll be able to face it, cruel as it may be.
That's a good man, Vivia. That's a good man.
I want to see it through to the end. It's why I followed you here. In that sense, we're accomplices. If you must bring down the chief, then I will lend a hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, if after your little speech there about not being proud of yourself and running from the truth, I think you've earned the right to hold that sword, and not in a sexual way. Shinigami, shut your mouth. Just this once.
I won't avert my eyes any longer. I, too, want to live with my head held high.
That's a good man.
Because I, too, am a detective.
Vivia.
When you're lost, believe in your own heart. That way, even if things end up all wrong, at least you can stand proud.
I understand, Chief Yako. Thank you for everything you've done for me.
Here we go. Okay, come on. Dry those teary eyes, my boy. It's time to make some manga. Deduction denouement. Okay. Alright. What are we starting with? Armor pal. Knife. Intercom. Where's the super lab located? That's a little too late. Also a little late. That's this one. Yeah, there we go. It's even got Makoto on there. Where has Makoto been this whole time, man? Where have you been while we've been put through the emotional ringer? Okay. Is this armor? I assume this is armor pal, right? Yeah. Okay. Power using the panel room. This is gotta be the knife, I assume. Yeah. Oh, hang on. There we go. Right, now what do we have? Amaterasu. Okay, that's the first one. And Peacekeepers. Okay, so these are the first two. Or actually, is it the first two? No, this is... Oh no, it is. It is the Peacekeepers. Also, does Yomi have blue hair underneath? Huh. Never noticed that. Okay. And Amaterasu. And what's this one? Alright, that's where he climbs into. Which I think is this one? Yes. What do I got now? Fubuki and Thing. So I think this one's Fubuki. And this one is Fink. I mean, it has to be. Because the last one is always our culprit.
Step right up, step right up! Peacekeepers, a CEO, a research doctor, a hitman, and master detectives! 2 dead bodies, but lots of shady characters! Truth bombs are about to be dropped! Time for the deduction denouement!
The victim in this case is one Dr. Weska. This incident features a sinister and meticulously detailed plot centered on the doctor.
The old geezer was holed up inside a lab at Amaterasu HQ. He was a total hermit in the critical lab, with a totally overkill security system.
The culprit made thorough preparations beforehand to break through that system.
Boom killing a shut-in is hard work. The humane thing to do is to reintroduce him to society first.
You know, I was just gonna try to let it go, but okay. That's kind of funny, Shinigami. Kind of funny.
Yeah, with that out of the way. Posing as a hitman, the culprit sent a death threat to the Peacekeepers, the detective agency, and the research lab. At the same time, they contracted a real hitman and had him infiltrate the research facility.
They spilled the beans about Gramps being in danger to lure both the Peacekeepers and the detectives to the lab.
You see, the Master Detective's presence at the scene was an indispensable part of the plan. It was how the culprit gained access to the research facility, after all. The hitman infiltrated the lab exactly as planned. And we arrived with Mikoto at the same time.
Stuff went down, blah blah blah, and Master got locked up by that Yomi guy.
I was rescued by Tetsuhiko and the culprit, who were disguised as peacekeepers. With the real peacekeepers rushing around, the culprit took advantage of the turmoil to sneak into the lab. But after catching up with them, the power suddenly went out, separating the culprit from the rest of the group.
The blackout itself was caused by the hitman, right? And getting separated was all part of the culprit's plan.
Right. They used the blackout as an opportunity to hide in the vents in the airlock chamber. Afterwards, we headed to the critical lab to check on the doctor's condition, just like the culprit directed us. But since that lab used a separate power supply, nothing strange had happened.
His whole "the doctor's in danger" spiel was an act, huh? He made a fool of you, Master. What a dick!
True, what an asshole.
Then, someone attacked the doctor while we were trying to talk with him over the intercom. We had to get into the doctor's lab.
But that time, the old geezer was playing games with us. And he even tried to kill you and the others with a trap! That bastard wanted to use your dead bodies! He really got you there, Master!
I don't see why you're so happy about it. The doctor's sham made the case even more confusing. Even if we tried to get to the doctor, the critical lab was guarded by tight security.
Tetsuhiko, why are you looking like that, man? Why are you looking like that?
The only way through was by using an Amapal. The culprit rode on it by emerging from their hiding place in the airlock vent and jumping onto the robot's head.
All aboard the Amapal Express! First stop, a shower of toxic gas! Humans can't protect themselves against the gas, but since it's not instantly fatal, it wasn't a problem. Next up, the panel chamber and high-voltage shocks! One wrong move, and I was insta-dead. But thanks to that sharp skin, we got all the materials we could want. So we managed a perfect clear! The critical lab was finally breached!
The culprit had anticipated we would get through this way. They also knew they would die over and over as a result. The camera feed was affected when the culprit jumped on. I should have realized what was happening.
No use crying over spilled blood. On to the next thing!
Yeah, I didn't kill him that many times. Tetsuhiko killed him once, and I got him killed twice, okay? We would have only got him killed, like, one other time if I hadn't, you know, mistakenly not realized that I was getting stuck on something when I tried to leave the final panel. So actually I think I got him killed 3 times. Okay, no, actually this was the right amount of times I killed him. Shit.
Where were we? Oh yeah! To open the door to the doctor's lab, Amapal had to reach out its arm and hit a switch. And when the door opened wide enough for a person to squeeze through, the killer snuck inside.
Amapal can't follow any new commands while its arm is extended, so the culprit didn't show up on the camera.
Then, the culprit boom killed the old geezer using the same knife as the hitman. Grips was pretty much deaf, so a backstab was easy peasy.
Then, the murderer tried to leave the room before Amapal entered. They knocked the robot over on the way out.
They then went back into the airlock chamber vent to wait for you and the others to go by.
We entered the critical lab and found the doctor's body. The culprit used that time to get out of the vent and head for the hallway.
That was when they were found by the hitman. And stabbed.
They'd already been in contact with the toxic gas, so death was inevitable. However, dying by gas would expose them as the doctor's killer. So they hired the hitman to kill them, thereby concealing any involvement.
I guess that means the killer completely trusted in the Master Detective's capabilities. They knew those powers would get them close to the Doctor. But why were they willing to die to hide the crime?
I can't say for certain. Was it his pride as a detective? Did he simply not want his friends to know? Whatever it may be, I'm prepared to face the truth. The culprit who murdered Dr. Weska, and even included his own death in the plot. Jaco Furio! It was you!
Even gave us a little smile at the end. Well, didn't give us, but had a little smile at the end there, Jaco.
I will expose the truth! But why? Chief Jaco, why? Why didn't you ever talk to us about this? Why did it have to end this way? Why didn't you tell us? Is this really what you wanted? Can you even hear me?
It doesn't matter who it is. Exterminating the real culprit's soul and destroying the mystery labyrinth. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, it's not even gonna talk to us.
Surging bloodlust. Overflowing despair.
Guess we never will get, at least from the horse's mouth, we never will get our
Brilliant sword
full answers.
Shinigami shall expunge this cursed case. Death to all deplorables. Ruin to the vile mystery labyrinth.
You know, I kind of had a small feeling there was going to be a Ultra Despair Girls Chapter 3 reversal of the norm there. Just didn't quite feel tonally right, did it? So, thanks for that, Shinigami. Thanks for that.
Master's naivete must be rubbing off on me.
Well, maybe.
I mean, not even I hated Fuzzhead. That's weird. This mystery labyrinth is falling apart slower than usual. I wonder why.
We shouldn't let our guards down yet. Do you really think we're done here?
Huh?
Do you have all of the fragments of truth that you sought?
I mean, Shinigami hasn't gotten big yet, so maybe not. I don't know, actually, I mean, we are still missing some bits from Jaco himself, aren't we?
If so, we could just leave, right?
No, there are mainly about
No.
the full
We haven't
complexities of
uncovered
the
everything
motive,
yet.
right?
No. There are still some mysteries remaining.
Huh? What's remaining? I read the culprit's soul already. I know it's slow, but this place is starting to come down.
Maybe it's not directly related to this case. I don't want to leave any questions unanswered, for Chief Jaco's sake.
I mean, it's definitely directly related. It's the motive.
Please, help me, Shinigami.
Oh, fine. I can't say no to you, Master. You know I can't resist helping you when you rely on me.
No, I don't think you can help. Oh, no, never mind.
First, we need to reveal whatever mysteries are left. That should open up a new path. Lay it all out, Master.
Oh man, already I was gonna end the episode, Shinigami! Okay, it's fine. We'll Hangman's Gambit and then we'll end it at the next best slot. Okay, it's gotta be the motive, right? Or maybe the photo.
Let's work together as a team.
The remaining mystery is Dr. Wesker's... Oh! It's the email. Right! Yeah, no, we haven't done this. Okay, is it actually gonna be email? I think so. I think we've got all the letters for this. Right? Yeah, it is. It's the email. That's true. I'd actually completely forgotten about that in the midst of all the... In the midst of all the emotion, I'd forgotten about the email. There we go. Who was he communicating with the whole time? Jesus Christ, Shinigami. You're not gonna make me feel better after what's happened this chapter with an ass shot, Shinigami. Doesn't matter how attractive you are. Oh, nice. Zelda moment.
Oh, it's a secret dungeon! The labyrinth must be breaking down so slowly because the identity of the culprit isn't the only mystery. But it's still definitely coming down, so you better hurry, Master!
Yeah, got it.
Yuma, I'll follow you to the end until you reach the truth.
Ah, thanks, Vivia. That's what I like to hear.
Thank you.
Right, there we go. Just in time for us to end the episode! Man, that ended, that worked out perfectly for length. I mean, it's a bit long, but I feel like this episode justifies it being long. So yeah, I'm sure next time we'll finish this chapter. Probably, I hope. I mean, I feel like there's not too much more, and then we'll get the epilogue for this one done. Final thoughts and all. Yeah. Woo-wee! I mean, it's not getting good. It's already really good, but man. Well, we can save thoughts till the very end, which we will. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed getting some tears out of me. All right, little bit. You know, I don't think that's quite the reaction I've had to death and sadness and shit before on the channel. The laugh cry, and I don't think I've been there yet. So yeah, that's a new one for the books, eh? Yeah. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, goodbye.